Oh, I hate this so much.
So much is happening tonight.
It's been
I love that,
a while
baby.
since we've been together, and this is what happens.
It's true. All of us and
It's been a while since we've partied, gang.
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a while.
Wait, hold on. Give me just hold on. Yes. Wait, no. Hold on. Hold on. Yes.
Who?
No,
Who
no,
are
no,
you
that's too
talking
wide. That's too wide.
to?
That's too wide. That's too wide. Hold on.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I have a beef.
Are you sure?
That's all I wanted. Okay, I'm done now.
I don't think I want to see it. I'm gonna look.
Okay. All right. You're
screenshotting
it?
I thought it was going to be Pookie Baby, and I was not prepared. I didn't want it.
Oh, wait. Yeah, hold on. Hold, please. Hold,
Okay,
please.
When you tilt it, the expression changes.
Yeah, it's a
I didn't tilt
image.
it.
No,
I didn't tilt the child.
No,
Not
Corey
you.
with the painting.
Oh.
Like when you were holding it back farther at an angle, it looked completely different. It does. It looks much sadder. Stop.
You gotta spoiler the clown picture.
Oh, we do. Yeah.
There's some people in the Discord who cannot handle them.
It's true.
Cancel. I will delete. Hold on. Hold on.
Sorry for those people that couldn't handle it. I didn't think about you guys.
What do we
I
do?
love that the cat did a screen
I'll
wipe.
save this.
The cat.
What are you doing over here?
There you go.
Well, I hope you're ready. I hope you're so ready.
So ready. I am so ready. Hello.
Hello.
I saw a TikTok that where like it was stitching the prompt that was like, what is something the internet ruined for you? And it was just someone who was like, I can't say hello unless it's the way the girl who got woken up with water being thrown in her face is saying it.
Hello.
Hello. And I didn't even realize what I was doing until I saw that TikTok, and then I was like, that is where that is from. Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. Cool.
And it's wonderful.
Some things just, stay in the brain forever.
Sometimes you gotta put baby in a basket.
Okay. Hi. Hello. I'm going to try to do this. What's up? How's it going, everybody? If you've not joined us before, we're live from the apocalypse. We're a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that makes actual play content like Stop It. Stop it right now.
I can't find my utensils. Will, where'd I put my pen?
I don't know. The basket.
That's not where pens go. That's where the baby goes.
Stream is canceled.
We're just gonna talk to each other for a little while.
We're just too silly.
We've missed each other.
Yeah, we're too silly.
We've got to do an interlude episode where all we do is chat.
Yeah,
where we have an actual beach episode.
Yeah,
we've had a beach episode.
No,
there
were tears.
Look, if you guys want another beach episode, I'll do another beach episode. I'm fine with that.
No.
Interesting.
I don't trust ya is the thing.
Don't like that.
It'll be an episode on a beach.
It's not what makes it a beach episode.
False. That by definition, it's an episode that takes place on a beach.
Okay. All right. Okay. So hear me out. There are other factors for a beach episode.
Sometimes,
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But sometimes it's just an episode on a beach.
Okay, right. But that's different than a beach episode. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay.
Steph knows what I'm talking about. Rogue
episode
One.
on a beach.
Rogue One is
great.
a beach episode.
Listen.
Okay. No. Hold on. No. Hold on. Absolutely not. There's so much more of the movie that is not on beach. So no.
Sure. So the end of Rogue One. Rogue One ends with a beach episode.
Disappointed in you.
Castaway, a beach episode.
I love that episode.
Yeah, it's a great episode. Lost. Every episode is a beach episode.
It's a beach episode.
Yep. Lost is a show of beach episodes.
I watched the other day. It was a video where it was like the entirety of Lost in like 45 minutes. I kind of blacked out, but I think I absorbed the information. If I got picked up by an alien and they were like, we need to know what happens in 6 seasons of Lost, I'd be like, Girl, put that baby in a basket, float that shit right on the river.
There you go.
You know as much as I do, and
and
I'm pretty sure I've seen every episode of Lost. So
All I know about
Yeah.
Lost is I've done the secret puzzle number 6 that you complete the puzzle and then there's a secret code on the back.
is that like
And then you
Mambo
can
number 5?
register to get it for a DVD.
Mhm.
That's for like cum
Mhm.
gutter number 5.
So,
All right, so without
The
you
worst
can't
phrase
just
Brendan
say
ever introduced.
There's
I
a
wish-
context.
you can't just
I
say
wish-
those words.
I wish he
not
hadn't
the way
introduced
you said
that
it.
word.
There was none context. What do you mean? Never mind.
So,
I
Never
don't
mind.
remember what
it's-
that's from.
It's the Sunday game. It's how Brendan described
That's
the
right.
abs that he
Oh,
painted
God,
onto
that's
the,
right.
onto the van.
I never thought that I would hear Brendan say the words "cum gutters."
It was so
seriously.
magical. It was incredible.
Just so seriously. Just so straight faced.
Boy,
Oh
boy.
my god.
Well, if
He
you're
didn't
watching
laugh
this and you don't
once.
know, go ahead and Google that phrase, and you'll have all your questions
Yeah.
answered. A little bit of advice about Googling also in the process. If you are at work and you are looking up funny reaction GIFs that you can add to your streaming TTRPG channel, don't Google Twink GIF on your work computer.
Oh.
Would not recommend doing that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You left the Y off, and do you want
True.
to gifts about Twinkies?
I
A
think that's
Twinkie Winkie
yeah.
gift. Can I request one?
absolutely
Please.
not.
A Twinkie
Uh,
Winkie.
Choices
No.
were made. I've never closed a browser window that fast in my life. Um,
Mm.
They were like,
So-
"Oh, he was only in the browser for half a second, so it's
Exactly.
okay."
Yeah. Probably was a mistake.
He got
Yeah.
scared, so I think it's fine.
Oh, looks like Will made an oopsie here. Let's go ahead and take care of that for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about a jump
Exactly.
scare. Oh.
Was not expecting that. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, but I was not expecting it.
Sometimes things just creep up on you.
It's true. Life comes at you fast.
There comes that.
Like it did for those twinks.
You are not joking. Well,
Mm,
I said like the first sentence of our thing, and then
Yeah.
things happened.
I think you said we're live from the apocalypse, and
yeah,
then we
and that's
descended into
it.
chaos.
And that's it. That's all I said. We raise money for charity. That's all you really need to know. And we just ask that if you like what you see here, instead of doing the normal Twitch things of subscribing or giving us bits or any of that made up Amazon money bullshit, that you can instead just take the $5 or the $6 or whatever you would have tried to give us, or whatever you can spare. There is no expectation. And instead you give it to the organization that we're platforming, which is, once again, after a very successful weekend fundraising for Extra Life, Rainbow Railroad Canada. It's a very great, important nonprofit that seeks to get LGBTQ people, and in specific, in these very dangerous and scary times, trans people, out of unsafe situations, to other countries, to other cities, things like that. And because they are a Canadian nonprofit, any money that you donate in American dollars will be inherently worth more to them. So that's very good. And if you would like to donate, we would appreciate it if you are able to. Of course, instead of giving us any of your money, we won't do anything with it. We just play games on the internet. But yeah, Rainbow Railroad will do a lot of very good and important work. So yeah, we have hidden the subscribe button behind the donate button, and you can seek it at your own peril if you so desire. But just be aware that if you are able to locate it and you do choose to just subscribe to us instead of to donate, Brendan Lee Mulligan, beloved Dimension 20 Dungeon Master, will kill a dog. He will murder one dog for every month that you're subscribed to this channel. 14 dogs tonight have already left us. So
Woo! Good start to the night. Good start to the night. A lot of time left on the clock, boys.
it happened to us.
Who let the dogs out?
Jesus.
It's the only channel. Where's
Uh,
that cat?
what's happening?
It's over there.
Somebody hold up a cat, please.
I don't know where my son is.
One of you must have a cat within arm's reach. There are so many cats.
I have-
She's so
Cool.
far, and she will run away.
I have this.
We'll fix it in post. Put that away. right now.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh my God.
Absolutely not.
That's not a
Oh my
cat.
Absolutely
God.
not.
Put that away.
That's so far from a cat.
Um, once again, I am lost. I think I did the donut. Oh, Brendan Lee Mulligan. Yeah, he'll kill dogs. He's already done it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Do it again.
Yeah.
he'll do it again. He feels zero
Sure.
remorse. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Ish class reunion. That's what this is. This is the 5e homebrew game where people play high school students from Ohio who have been trapped in a fantasy world for 10 years. And also, Q is here as not an elf, but kind of. And yeah. We've been playing this game for a long time. It's very fun. And yeah, we'll probably get into our introductions in just a second, and then get on into our game. Anybody got any questions? Anything you got to get off your chest?
I
Confessions?
don't know why you offered that.
I don't
would you
either.
even offer
Why
that?
would you
We're
say
done-
that?
We're doing confessions now?
No, we're not. Mm-mm.
So just
Mm-mm,
going
we're
in
not.
Legally,
When I was
we
5
can't
years
absolve
old.
you.
Going in our normal order, we'll just start with JD.
Legally, we can't absolve you. By law,
It's true.
just say it's off the record.
Everything you say is admissible
Oh.
in court, but if you want to get it off your chest, feel free.
Well, I think it's
That's right.
everything you say is admittable in court. You can admit it in court.
Right. Yeah, that is what it is. Yeah, you're allowed to
Mhm.
do that.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
happening. Oh, okay. So in our normal order, we'll start with JD.
Sure. Yes. Hi, I am JD. You can find me on the internet at JD, not Jason Dean. And in this game, I play Hunter, our agender ranger. They're doing great. They've been having a great time. They might get to see their family soon. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we're gonna find out. All of us together.
Absolutely, 100% true. And next up would be, well, yeah, I guess we'll do this. We'll do it this way. I don't remember how we've been doing it in the past. Raph.
I think I usually go after. No?
Yeah, but normally it's like we go around the outside because there's no one in the middle, but Q's in the middle now.
Oh, put a baby in the basket. All right.
Corey, look what
What?
you've done.
Okay. Hi, my name is Raph. I am playing Max Miller. Sorry. Bar block. I genuinely don't know what happened last session. I talked to a horse. I know that much.
We also talked to Marshall Mathers.
We talked to.
did.
That's what.
Yeah.
I was like, there's some reason my brain is just like blocking last session.
It's Marshall
I remember now. Yeah.
Beloved
We'll see what
NPC.
kind of beloved NPC.
Marshall Emmett
Definitely
Mathers.
not gonna die. We'll see what kind of shenanigans get up to. We'll see if Max meets Hunter's family.
Big step. You think you're
Big
ready for that?
step. Nope.
Me neither. And moving right along, we'll stick with our normal. Actually, yeah, we'll just keep going around the outside, and then we'll end with Q. So, Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the local Delaware cryptid. In this game, I'm going to be playing Kelly Violet. She is a rogue cleric hybrid. She's like 98% dead. We're just going with it. She's achieved her goals, so now she's just here chaperoning her friends and making sure they don't die. That's all I'm here for today.
I would say you're like 40% dead max.
I don't know.
Talking to Max?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I still ping as undead.
Yeah,
Cat's only channel.
that's because you're missing your soul, though.
That's
You're
true.
still physically alive. And
I don't age anymore, though.
It's true. Yeah, speaking of mustaches, Corey.
Hey, it's me, Corey. I play Wayne Hovacek, greatest Gretzky player of all time. So good I had to retire. But the team's getting back together, so who knows what's going to happen next.
This cat is so in your space.
Basket down a river.
Oh God.
Thank you.
Oh, that's the whole thing. Okay, cool.
Amen.
Amen. All right. Well, in keeping with it, hi, my name is Will. I do my best to run this game, and I play everyone else. So we're gonna get right into it. But before that, we still have a very special guest with us. So last but certainly not least, Q.
Hi, I'm Q. I'm here, just hanging out with these lunatics. I'm playing Kira, who is an astral self monk. My brain is mush, so I have forgotten the race. Tua.
Twa. Yeah, Tua.
Tua. Yeah, Tua. Yeah, the Tua. He's here having a good time with these guys. We're about to go into the deep, scary forest. It's gonna be fun.
We sure
That
are.
is my home that you are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, and right now it's deep and scary.
You mean beautiful and welcoming and lovely.
I feel like he would have said
Beautiful
that if that's what he meant.
and deep and scary. Right, I would have said it.
But we must not tell lies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Very good. So that is our cast of characters. We're going to get on into our session of class reunion. I guess real quick before we do that, there's some new interstitials and some new reacts. If you would like to use your channel points to use those. And we've also added 2 other ones that are very expensive. One is called Good Stuff. The other one is called Bad Stuff. And they're pretty self-explanatory. If you want to make good stuff happen, you do one. If you want to make bad stuff happen, you do the other. But it is up to the storyteller, who is me, how that manifests. You look real happy, right?
Do you know how many points I have?
Yeah, that's why we made them so expensive.
Do you know I have the power to return thousands of points to everyone who has ever used them?
Is that true?
I could do it
I
with
guess
one
that is
click of a
true.
button. I could return thousands, nay, hundreds of thousands of
Just-
points to people
Oh my god.
over the
it's
course
so
of 3
expensive.
years.
Sign in and remove mod status? Where
I've
is
wasted
this?
so many points on polls.
You're putting your poll making ability at jeopardy.
True.
My
Yeah, what's more important
balls!
to you?
Crazy.
You didn't even make any polls.
Yeah, you
I mean-
need to make a poll.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm doing that right now.
Great.
Let me blow 5,000 points on this poll.
That was the reason why we made them so expensive. I was like, people have too many points.
I waste all mine.
Everything is too cheap.
You've been laughing
Once-
too much. My face
It does
It's only
just
5?
seem it does seem wild that I can't edit polls after they've been
It
created.
only
That seems
costs
like a huge
5 points to vote
oversight.
again.
It does. It only costs
Yeah.
5 points to vote again. But
I did make it more expensive. It used to be 3. Inflation is tough.
oh, we can control that? Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I should make it way more expensive then.
I'll make
They
a different
don't.
poll. Also, you can also not allow people to vote again.
I mean, I
fuck
want
that.
people to use their points. I just want them to use a
gotcha.
lot of points. So, yeah. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
chef.
Well, last time, when we left off in class reunion, you had arrived at the border town of Threshold, where it generally is kind of a hub of trade and commerce between the Kingdom of Aloran and the rest of the world. But very specifically, it sits on the edge of the Heartwood, which is the ancestral home and the undisputed territory of the people known as the Orn, who traditionally
Yeah, Justin,
had
fucking
fun.
grip it and rip it, baby. Slop that
Let's
down,
go.
dude.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
dude. Crack one for the big boy.
Hey, you know what? It's been a long time since we got a donation in a game where we have like advantage. So I got six in the pool. Oh no.
Junie is just like a sock puppet.
Shaking her little brain around.
Jesus.
It's rolling around like a little marble, dude.
It's okay, little Junie bear. Shh, you're okay.
Are you okay?
Are any of us okay?
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
So yeah,
I'm fine. I'm normal.
great, good. Yeah, glad to hear it. You guys want to play D&D or like?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah, we
this.
can.
Cool. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, border town of Threshold, commerce, trade, rest of the kingdom sits on the edge of the Heartwood, the ancestral home of the Orn, who are a very peaceful people who recently, many reports have been heard. They reached you in the capital city of Calderon of raids and violence being carried out by Orn on the residents of Threshold and people passing by the Heartwood. And you have taken upon yourselves / been charged by the Council of Calderon to investigate, lest Hunter be tried for their crimes of trying to murder a council member. And there's other stuff going on, mostly in people's brains. But with all of that being said, I think we'll pick up where we left off as you depart the front gates of Threshold and start approaching the Heartwood. What's up?
Well, quick question. I don't remember if last time we had a chance or perhaps were given supplies by our buddy, Marshall Mathers.
He did not give you supplies, but you are certainly, you were not charged by Marshall Mathers to go into the Heartwood. That was the council's. And the council basically did that in lieu of charging Hunter with attempted murder.
So they were like, get out of here.
Yeah, they were like, you're on your own.
Health potions. Okay.
No, they were like, you guys go deal with this to prove that Hunter's not a threat.
Yep.
Right.
/ if Hunter's a threat, get them out of the city. This is like our courtesy to you as
correct.
Right.
Cool. Correct.
Is there like a general store on the way out, or is there somewhere we can pop in?
We can just like, or like a vending machine.
This whole
like
place
a 7-Eleven, or
like,
there's a Marshall store, but he's the most highest ranking military official in the town. So good joke.
So he doesn't carry balls.
I didn't say
Probably.
that. He's carried a ball or two in his life, but no, there are plenty of places that you can buy things here in Threshold. Supplies are not as plentiful as they would normally be since trade has been disrupted, but anything you want to buy, you can buy.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think I would pick up a couple of health potions.
Sure,
just in case.
You don't trust Kelly and Wayne's ability to keep you standing?
There's a lot of us.
That is true.
It's good to just have something in your pocket in case you gotta chug, you know what I mean?
It's true. I'm sure everybody playing this game remembers the customized loot system that we're using.
Yeah.
That we established a year ago, and then never referenced again. So yeah, cool.
I have 670 crowns mark, so.
Yeah, you don't have to track. That's kind of the whole point of the system, is that you don't have to track the individual
right
gold. It's fine. I was being sarcastic because I didn't expect anybody to remember it. But yeah, as long as you have one loot point, you can basically afford anything that is not a big purchase. You have like free reign to buy whatever you want to buy.
Are health potions considered a big purchase?
2 is uncommon, so no.
Yeah.
They don't count as uncommon.
No.
How would, like, hypothetically, how many loot points would your boy have? A loot point?
I think 1. Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody has 1. 1 is like what you need to afford things. What's up?
Okay.
So like
you would have
2 health potions?
Oh, yeah, you can buy that. That's no problem.
Okay, cool. Like not greater, just regular.
Regular.
I would like to buy an immovable rod.
Why? I have one.
You have
2 rods are
Can I
better
have
than
it?
1.
Can I borrow that? Can I
I
borrow that?
guess.
No, it's okay. I'll just buy one. Barkeep, one immovable rod, please.
Oh, do you happen to have one right here under the bar? Don't know how you knew that, but here you go.
Thank you, sir. I hand him over 1 loot point.
You probably don't need to give him a loot point for that. I don't remember what rating an immovable rod is, but
I tip him 1 loot point.
I wouldn't. That's okay.
Wow.
So it's an
That's a
abstract
lot.
value, and if you don't have it, you can't
I
afford
slide it into his
anything.
pocket. I go, here you
So
go.
a
Hold on
loot
to that
point
for
is
me.
the sum total of all of the wealth you owed in the world
Oh.
until you get a
So
I
maybe
second
kiss
don't
loot
it
do
and then I
point.
put it into his pocket.
Okay, yeah,
I do
that's
that thing where I give him a handshake,
you-
but I slide him a loot point, and then
You
I
trying to
snap.
get? Are you feeling lonely, Wayne? seeing seeing all of
You're-
your friends paired off. Are you
you're just
feeling
gonna-
lonely?
Stop that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
it's true.
As a celebrity, I have no concept of money.
Also fair.
Yeah. How expensive could that be? $12? Yeah.
Checks out.
Hey, did Wayne win the Meat Stacks championship?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a great question that I think we should find out the answer to. Wayne, can you roll me a Constitution saving throw?
All right, Constitution save is +4. That's a 17 + 4 is 21. Let's go.
It's great. Yes, Wayne absolutely won the meat stack eating contest.
Oh yeah.
Guzzled that meat stack down.
Sure did.
I'll have another, sir.
They're out.
I think the
You ate all of
competition
it.
was. So I think the competition was you had several. It was a
Yeah.
competition.
Yes.
You got it.
You won.
Yeah.
You absolutely won.
1 loot point, please.
I was thinking about that. I don't think that they would be able to. Well,
They gave me an immovable rod. That's what I wanted.
Boom.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'll say that they
There you
gave
go.
you. I'll say that you took the grand prize, which was a loot point, which you then spent on an immovable rod.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Perfect.
So you got an immovable rod. You still got your loot
And you
point,
still have a loot point.
and now you are ready to venture forth. You've got potions. You've got an immovable rod. Anybody else looking to pick anything up? Okay.
Rations, just in
Yep.
case.
100%. Yeah, you can absolutely buy enough food. That's another subsystem. Q, I'll send you the thing. I forgot to do it. It really hasn't come up in the adventure.
Yeah.
So
We've just kind of
you've been in a city for like the last year IRL or something.
Yeah.
So
Did everybody buy health potions or just me?
I will buy one. Just
Yeah, I'll buy one as well.
cool.
Sure. 1 health potion.
just in case.
I don't want its
Fantastic.
bad luck.
Okay. I will buy 2 health potions.
Don't want any bad luck.
Bad luck.
Don't want any bad luck. Cool. All right, so you were loaded up. The remains of the cart have been removed from the front gate of Threshold, where you saw the man being dragged in, and the thorns that were sticking out of the side. So your way is clear. You step out the front gates of Threshold in the soft morning light, unless you would rather go at night, your choice. But first light, you step out, and it's a very short walk into the Heartwood. You can see it easily from where you're standing by the front gates, though it is wreathed in a morning mist. It is foggy between here and the dense foliage and the huge towering trees of the Heartwood. So what do you want to do? Are you going straight in?
Yeah, I think Max would just kind of like eye Hunter and just say, so do we just
Well, I think that
walk in?
How does the heartwood feel?
That is an interesting question. How would you like to determine that?
I think I was debating, obviously, perception is my best stat. So I love that for me, but I was also considering nature or survival.
I think, yeah, so it depends if you were trying to use like visual cues or if you were trying to feel it in a more mystical sense. Or, yeah, I guess those are the two main differences there.
I think in a more mystical sense.
Then I would say
Hunter
roll.
with nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Hunter wants to get a sense like, how is the hardwood feeling and how may it respond? That's not great. That's fine.
Yeah.
That is a 10.
A 10. Okay. Yeah.
could be worse.
You kind of extend your senses not necessarily outward towards the heartwood, but instead towards the Orn Ak that is bonded with you. The symbiotic sort of fungal being that looks like bark and covers parts of your body and connects you mystically to the earth itself, to the planet itself, rather. Ak, as they call it, the Great Spirit. And you turn your attention to that and you kind of extend your senses through that in a way that feels very familiar and very natural to you. And you start to feel something. And I think you only feel it. It's like walking past a room with the door cracked and then somebody slams it shut right as you catch a glance. But you feel the heartwood is defeated, cowed, subjugated. You feel that it is hopeless. That it has accepted its fate. And then the door slams shut. And in that weird way that you can sometimes tell when someone is standing too close behind you, you feel something at your back, a presence. Makes your hair stand on end. But when you look around, there's nothing.
And the rest of you see Hunter like fully like whirls around when they get that sensation, and they're looking, their eyes are darting all over the place, even though they're pretty sure they're not going to see anyone. And they look angry, but it's in a different way than they have looked angry recently. This This anger is purely Hunter. This is them realizing what has been done to their home and that they find even the possibility of that acceptance of defeat absolutely unacceptable. And so they answer Mac. They just continue to look around and then step forward and press their hand against one of the trees. And just say, "We're coming. We're going to help. This is not over."
Okay. I don't think you feel anything in reply, which is its own kind of concerning. Because if there's one thing that the Heartwood is and always has been, it's alive. I think similarly, actually, Kira, I would like you to make a roll as well.
Okay.
I think in your case, maybe we'll call it insight.
Okay. It's 26.
Jesus Christ. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, you also, especially, you feel your skin crawl as Hunter visually. Did Hunter do anything? Did you sort of like, did you crouch down and touch the earth? I know you walked over and touched the tree afterwards, but when you were reaching out towards the Heartwood, was there any physical part of that?
I think they just pressed their hand to their chest.
Cool. So you would have seen that and maybe not thought anything of it, but when Hunter does that, your skin starts to crawl in a way that it has not done for a very long time. Not since you left your home city of Ilsis long behind you. The home that was once the palace and the stronghold of the Danan. And I think as your skin crawls, you hear little whispers kind of slipping into your mind. I don't know that you've ever experienced this before because most of the Twa, most of your people, maybe 99 out of 100 of them, are born insane for this exact reason. And Ilsis is a chaotic city of like hedonism and madness. There's no hierarchy, there's no functioning sort of like authority system. That's basically just city of Fae descended madmen. 1 in 100 maintain their sanity. And for whatever reason, for whatever strange quirk makes that true, their skin is black as night. as opposed to the sort of fair, ethereal beauty that the rest of the Tuat possess. And you are one of those 1 in 100. But something about this place, something about whatever it is that Hunter is doing in that moment. Your whole life, you've heard people reference, like, the voices, like walking through the streets of Ilsis. Wasn't unusual for somebody to grab you and say, "Do you not hear them? Do you not hear what they're saying?" And you never have? Until now?
I think Kira has been training for this moment. Because while he is one of the 100, he also knows that there is always the potential to fall back into the madness. So when he starts to hear the whispers, his eyes close. He centers himself. There's a deep, slow breath out. And as he does, there's this sort of spectral image sort of overlaying his face, which is his features, but more elongated, more pronounced. It's a tongue that's out. For those who have seen Haka, like the way that their faces move, that's what the outer mask looks like. It is the chaos and the just energy. He has it external rather than internal, and he just takes a moment to breathe and collect himself and try and work through the whispers. Muted.
You're muted.
You are muted, Will.
I sure am. And right now, there's nothing to filter out. It's like listening to ASMR with the volume turned to like 1%. Like you hear something, you hear some sibilance and some whispering, but you can't make out words. You can't tell what they're saying. It's just sort of there on the edge, and you are able to suppress it and push it away before it starts to mean anything to you.
Good.
As for the rest of you, I think, Kelly, you are probably the only one who takes note of any of this. As you are approaching the tree line, I was just looking at everybody's passive perceptions. I think you are probably the person, other than Hunter, who notices that both Hunter seems to be trying to commune with the Heartwood and is not having a good time.
Yeah.
And then also that Kira seems to be, you don't really know, but his eyes are closed, clearly focused inward.
Okay. I think she keeps an eye on that if they're not going to kind of like say anything. If it's obvious that like they're trying to contain something like privately, she's not gonna like be like, "Hey, what's your problem?" Uh, but I think she is gonna keep kind of like an eye on that to see if it like continues beyond just like this moment in us approaching the Heartwood. And I think I'm gonna can I roll to see if there's any kind of like I don't know, maybe like I don't know if this would be like a perception or an investigate or an arcana even just to look if there seems to be any kind of like weakening in that like fog that exists that kind of like keeps things out, like if there's like a thinning between the barrier, because I know it's going to be difficult for us to get in besides probably Hunter.
Yeah. Well, so yeah. The thing,
It
I will
doesn't.
let you roll either an Arcana check or a history check.
My Arcana's +4 and my history is flat. So let's go with Arcana and pray.
Let's do it.
Okay. 14.
Okay. Very cool. With a 14, let's see. And that was Arcana. Sorry, did you nod? I was looking away.
Yes, sorry.
Cool. All right, all good. With Arcana, I think what you would notice and what you would feel is that as you get closer to the tree line, as you get closer to the edge of the heartwood and these towering, impossibly tall trees that just come to a stop less than a mile away from the gates of Threshold, you can almost feel, and I think even more than that, see how those mists part in front of you all as you walk. It looks very natural if anybody wasn't paying attention or wasn't as tuned in to the flow, the ebb and flow of magic. They would probably just think that it was, the air generated by your walking. But you were paying closer attention and you can feel it. And it sort of swirls out of the way of your footsteps just like a half second sooner than it should. And I think with the 14, you would know and you'd be able to feel that the heartwood defends itself. It keeps out anyone who is not welcome. And normally, as far as you've been told and as far as you've ever heard, that includes, or that is everyone who is not an Orn. But also, none of you are entirely human.
True. I think seeing all of that, Kelly will kind of like still staying like within like grabbing distance of the group. She's not gonna go like too far ahead. I think she does walk closer to where that line is, kind of like pausing up like beside Hunter for a moment and then like taking a step forward just to see if they can. And uh if so, she's gonna just kind of like half turn back and take Hunter's hand and just start walking straight in.
And the stories of how the heartwood defends itself are varied. But the most common one that you've heard, that any of you have heard, is that people will step into the heartwood because there's nothing stopping you from walking in. There's no physical barrier or even magical barrier or anything that stops you from it. But Pete, there are lots of stories of like the mist growing thicker, the fog sort of coalescing until people get turned around and they find themselves just walking right back out the way that they came in. There are worse stories of trees coming to life and defending themselves. There are stories of similarly other parts of the forest.
Gonna kill that dog.
He's the bad guy. You.
I'm all the bad guys.
Gosh, that's so many dogs. 31.
Hell yeah. Get them, dogs.
Can't with Junie, man. I can't. Just like the stretch, the sleepy face. Oh gosh. Incredible. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Stories like that, people getting turned around, the forest coming to life and attacking them, wild animals, strange animals, also not, like what anyone has ever seen anywhere else in the kingdom. Maybe I don't think you've ever heard stories of a horse covered in thorns, but like
I've seen one recently.
there's a
Pretty
genre of of tales that are told about monsters that people have seen in the Heartwood, and like thorn horse, not outlandish. So, yeah, people stay out of the Heartwood not because they can't physically enter it, but because it goes very badly for them if they do.
I think that is a deep concern, but all that aside, we got it. So I'm gonna just take Hunter and go on in.
Hunter doesn't stop you from
This applies
hugging.
to licking horses also.
I did not mention licking horses. I'm just going to say.
Listen, I'm reading the chat. I'm reading your faces. Just put it out there.
I have done nothing wrong ever in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Raph. Anyways, Hunter lets Kelly kind of drag them the first few steps into the Heartwood. They are not even really focused on where they are stepping, which is not like them. And they're more talking to themselves, not so much to Kelly, as they say, this shouldn't be happening. This was my home. This place was everything I ever could have wanted it to be, and it's dying. It's going to be gone. Or worse, it's going to be used, manipulated.
It's dying, but it's not dead yet.
It doesn't have much will left to fight.
You're here now. Between you and me and all the others, we've got enough will to do it.
I hope you're right.
Max and Wayne, what are you up to during all of this?
I
Wayne
think
remembers a story that he heard
God.
about how you get lost in the mist.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks backwards through the mist so he can see his way out.
Fuck. Max sees Wayne do that with such confidence that he's just like, he's right, and just turns around and
Cool. Okay. All right. No further questions.
following, checking over to see where everyone else is, making sure we're all together.
Sure. But that does explain why you miss a lot of the clear like distress and emotional stuff that's happening.
Yeah, I think Max leans over and is like, "Are we all supposed to be holding hands? Do you think?"
Do you want to hold my hand? Is that why you asked? You can hold my hand if you want.
No.
We don't need any pretense. Reaches one hand out. Reaches one hand out to Max, one hand out to Kira. You guys want to hold hands or?
Is it the Argetlum? Your silver hand?
Mm-hmm. And Wayne can like transform it into a lot of different shapes, but one thing you didn't know is that he can make it sweaty and clammy too. So he makes it really sweaty, clammy with
just
like long
rip it,
fingers.
baby.
Okay.
Lock
All right.
that
So
down, dude.
before you continue,
dude, crack
who's
one for the
getting the
big
silver
boy.
hand?
Great question.
Who's
Who's getting the silver hand? Also,
Um,
thank you for the donation.
who wants it?
Also, wow, 7 advantage, y'all.
Hell
7
yeah.
whole
Hey, yo.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna need it.
I think Max turns to Wayne is like, can you make it a Lego hand?
Oh my god.
Yeah, Wayne
what?
like wipes the
claw.
sweat in the clam and then turns it into a claw. And then as it's about to enter your hand, it gets really sweaty and clammy, but it still just looks like
Yeah, just
still a Lego
slip it
hand.
in there so you're like this, and Max's hand, it just barely fits in there. It just holds like that.
And then he puts his other normal hand out to Kira.
So
Who
sweaty.
looks and notices that you're walking backwards. Just sort of smiles and shakes his head, and then we'll take your hand.
And
Is
you're
your other
kinda-
hand also sweaty?
No, it's very comforting. It's like warm.
Okay.
It's like fits into
Warm.
yours perfectly.
Smells like lavender.
Yeah, and I kind of imagine that you're almost like leading us, like inadvertently, because we are not looking in the direction that we're
Nope.
going.
Mm-mm. Okay. Not that this isn't enjoyable. You might want to turn around.
That's how you get lost. But
That's how you get lost.
Wayne
You have
does.
someone who grew up in the forest. I think we're going to be okay.
Right, if you say so. Wayne kind of like
That's actually true.
like really slowly turns around, like keeps like trying to get his eye at the edge of the mist, and then commits.
Listen, don't worry. I've got eyes in the back of my head, and you can see the spectral image just sort of shifts around behind him, so it's facing the other way.
That's super cool.
Max leans around like a big circle. Is like, that's sick, dude.
Thanks.
That's really cool.
I mean, it's not a silver arm, but you know.
No, it's not.
That's
You're
It's
all right.
not.
Who even cares about silver arms? This moment's about you, and that was really cool.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Gonna not say anything else.
Max is desperately trying to unlock from the Lego hand. Hand is stuck in the sweat and clam.
It's essentially like one of those baby leashes, but it's just a Lego hand for Max.
Wayne lets
Important.
go, but he turns his hand into a mirror so he can look in the mirror behind him.
That's good.
Incredible.
The emotional going on ahead of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wayne's
And
picking
then-
his boogers in the back.
Yeah. And so it goes, you know?
Hey,
Okay.
we're bonding right now.
It's true.
It's
And
true,
Max,
true. And you
You're-
did help with some of the trauma. The Kira's far more relaxed now.
true.
Hell yeah.
You three are having your little teammate reunion back there. While Kelly and Hunter are dealing with the
True.
rest of it.
And Max hasn't been able to be a goofy goober for a while because of all the drama.
All them bad dreams.
All the
Yeah.
bad dreams.
Well, all the dreams. You know,
all the bad
who
dreams.
can say really if they're good or bad? Only
Who's to
Max.
say?
Cool. So, Hunter, assuming you are leading the way, do you have a destination in mind? Do you have a way that you want to move through? Are you trying to do anything? What are your thoughts?
I think their primary goal is to move towards where they imagine their family would be. I would imagine like the Orn don't necessarily stay in specifically one place, but as much as they can gauge, they would be heading in that direction. Secondarily, they would be trying to move on the safest paths possible. But
Absolutely.
speed is definitely their priority.
And okay, very cool. Yeah, they are nomadic in general. The Heartwood is massive, and then beyond the Heartwood, because the Heartwood is just sort of the barrier that separates what are now called the free lands of Ornoch from the Kingdom of Aloran. So the free lands go on far beyond the Heartwood, but the Heartwood in and of itself is massive, and it is where the majority of the Orn live. And I think there is an Ornish language that is spoken, but it is primarily used to communicate with juvenile Orn before they have bonded with the Ornoch. In that language, there isn't really a word for this place, because once you've bonded to the Ornoch, you can largely communicate without words, silently. You can sort of communicate directly with each other through the symbiote that you're bonded to. And so the only real impression that you have for this place is Haven. But it is kind of the I guess you could call it the cultural gathering place for the Orn. It is the only quote unquote permanent settlement within the Heartwood. Although you have heard rumors of others throughout the Freelands. But within the Heartwood, this place, Haven, is the only permanent settlement. And even then, it's not really a place where people live necessarily, but it is a place where they gather. Especially if there are disputes or things that need to be settled. And Haven exists around a very specific tree, which is supposedly the oldest in the entire Heartwood. And possibly, I mean, according to everything that you were told growing up, the tree that the rest of the Heartwood grew from. And that tree represents a spiritual connection to what are called the speakers, to what are known as the speakers. And these are the Orn don't have a use for like monarchy or anything like that. The word that would probably be closest to what speakers are is prophet. But they are the people, they are the Orn that are most connected to Ak. And the first speaker, or at least the first speaker within recent recorded history prior to the Orn losing a lot of their history and culture, was named Keth, and was the Orn who led the Orn into the Freelands in the first place and established the Freelands. So you don't know that your family would be there, but you know that Orn would be there.
And Hunter would be relaying pieces of this to Kelly as they're walking. And they would then also add, well, I think it's the best option we have for talking to the Orn and finding out what's going on. I think it's also going to be one of the most dangerous places we could be going to. because of that connection. If it's the strongest there and that connection is what's being manipulated and used and tainted, I don't know what we might face.
Well, we can be cautious about it. When we get closer, we can see if maybe there's signs. Maybe not everyone goes in directly. Some people stay out where they could pull others out if we need to. We can.
I mean, I think if anyone is going in, it should be me.
I will not argue that fact, no. But
You would also know that it is at least several days' journey to Haven on foot.
yeah. I think the point Kelly's trying to make is if showing up in a big group of strangers can be perceived as threatening. And so depending on what signs we see as we get closer, it might be better to consider maybe going in like a smaller like envoy group.
All right. Very cool. And so aside from that, I mean, I guess that's your destination, it sounds like. So you're going to start leading them through the Heartwood deeper to Haven.
I would say unless Hunter sees something along the way that draws their attention elsewhere, that is their intended goal.
Okay. And I think for the first, I mean, you set out at first light, you start hiking through the woods. There are no trails, there are no clearly defined paths really laid out that any of you can see. There is just the Heartwood pressing in all around you, full of noises, full of life, some of them scary, some of them not. I think you press on deeper. And as you do so, eventually, after several hours, you pause, probably to just take a quick break, get some water, maybe some food. And I will say, actually, Q, I don't have your passive perception.
18.
18. Cool. So then Kira and Hunter and Kelly. Yep. As you are standing around drinking, Max and Wayne are still facing the edge of the Heartwood that
We're
have-
arm
you're
wrestling.
several hours away from now. Yeah, you're arm wrestling. Absolutely.
I want to see how strong that silver arm is.
Dude, like way stronger than you are.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it makes your strength score, even at the current level that Wayne is, but it's
21.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
21. Higher than Max's for sure.
Yep. Maybe if you rage, right? And that would that make your strength score 21 if you raged?
No, it doesn't.
No, just
Yeah,
give him advantage.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, you're not moving that arm, Max, no matter how hard you try. But A for effort. Yeah, absolutely.
The longer you like hold at like a stalemate, like the sweatier and clammier it gets.
I'm just slipping on it.
Yeah, it makes it even
Can't
harder.
get Burgess to actually like bring it down. Just like slowly slipping down the arm.
Just grab it and like fall to the ground. Just like kidding.
But while all of that is happening, even over the like grunting noises and the protests and the yelling from Max and Wayne, you three hear a buzzing sound. And I think, Hunter, this could be a lot of different things. So I would say that if any of you want to make nature checks, you can. Hunter, I'll give you advantage. Kira and Kelly, I'll give you disadvantage.
Oh no.
Cool. All right.
Nat 20.
Great.
Let's go.
It's a disadvantage.
Let's fucking go!
You know, I just want to see if I could get worse.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I got a 3.
I rolled 2 12s.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't matter. And my modifier is flat, so it's 12.
Cool. All right, cool. So then, Kelly, I think with that, you can tell this sounds like a bug, but it is loud enough that must be one hell of a bug. And Hunter, you would recognize it much more intimately. There were, like I said, there were a lot of different things that this could be. Some of them very dangerous. But before you have a chance to say anything, all of you would hear this, all of you would be aware of this. There is a massive ground shaking sort of thum, as something enormous lands. Maybe 100 paces away from where you are all sort of making camp. And Wayne and Max, you had no idea. You didn't hear any of this, the buzzing, nothing, until that sort of boom noise shakes the ground under your feet. You all look, and you see what appears to be just a massive ladybug. Like around the size of, we'll use like a real world equivalent, like around the size of a school bus, I would say. Like a short bus, not a long bus. Absolutely huge, lands in the clearing, shakes its wings a couple times. The shell kind of comes up, the wings buzz just a little bit as they kind of settle into place. Hunter, you are the only one who knows that you don't have anything to worry about, that these do not eat living things.
Hunter has 100% thrown themselves between everyone else and the giant ladybug so that it does not get attacked.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think that makes you throwing yourself makes Kelly more worried about it than she was. Because she saw it and she was like, oh, that looks like a ladybug from like back home. And then you throw yourself at it and she doesn't immediately realize you're like not throwing yourself at it.
I will say, like, they do like hold their hands up.
Okay.
Like, they do make it very clear, like, don't attack.
Okay, because I think initially she sees you jumping and she's like, oh fuck. And then she's like, oh, okay. It's just a really big bug.
Gallows was swinging, getting ready. I'm gonna make a shield out of your shell.
Do all the bugs get big like that here?
Do they, God?
I mean, not all of them.
It's me, Hunter.
Some of the most dangerous ones are regular sized.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
I hate that. Actually, I think that's worse.
How big do the praying mantises get around this bitch?
They're the
Interesting
smallest
question.
ones.
It's fine.
I guess we'll find out. In general, it's kind of weird, but in general, a pretty solid rule of thumb in the Heartwood is the larger something is, the larger an insect is, we'll say in specific. But this also kind of applies to every like fauna that you could find in the Heartwood. The bigger it is, the less you have to fear from it.
Oh.
The Heartwood is kind of a living thing in and of itself, and everything kind of fulfills a function here in the Heartwood. If you think about it as like a human body, everything kind of fulfills a function. And similarly, the Heartwood is kind of a post-scarcity ecosystem. So like the things that are meant to grow big don't really have to worry about finding sufficient like nutrition. The Heartwood just kind of provides for it. And the things that are smaller and more dangerous are kind of like the Heartwood's, kind of more like the Heartwood's white blood cells. So yeah, as you all kind of make a little bit of a commotion and go to take action, even though Hunter interposes themselves to stop you, the ladybug does kind of like take a couple like lumbering steps around to sort of point its giant compound eyes in your general direction, and the little mandibles under its eyes that comprise the mouth kind of like click a couple times. Is anybody doing anything?
So, if it lands on you, are you considered lucky or unlucky?
Funnily enough, still lucky.
So Hunter, should we kill this thing or are we good?
Yeah, what does it want?
Everyone
just
needs
here.
to calm down.
Is it hungry?
It's friend-shaped.
It's a very large friend.
I mean,
Big
Yes.
What
bug.
does it eat?
What ladybugs usually eat? Smaller bugs?
I've never
Are
concerned
we the
myself.
smaller bugs?
No,
Are we
no,
a smaller bug?
no.
Okay. I've never
Fine.
concerned myself with the eating habits of ladybugs.
Well, now you know.
is it thirsty? Is it
So, other small bugs.
I don't know if we need to feed it in this moment. I would like to cast Speak with Animals.
I was just like, just ask it.
Speak with
Sure.
animals.
Yeah,
So it can
yeah,
chitter at me.
absolutely. And I think especially it's super easy for you to do that here in the Heartwood. It's a little bit like yeah. Okay, cool. Great. Yeah. OBS disconnected for a second, but it looks like it's back now.
It's all good from here.
Cool. Hate that. All right, cool. Well, yeah. So yeah, different dialects. But everything here in the Heartwood you kind of grew up talking to. And so you have it's much easier for you to talk to this ladybug. Are you approaching it?
Certainly.
Are you saying anything to it?
What strange question, but like what is the demeanor of this ladybug?
It is still a bug. And it is still, like talking to any animal. So in general, complex topics, it's generally concerned with like finding food, finding water. The others aren't wrong about that. But it sees things, it feels things. It is connected to the Heartwood in much the same way that you are.
Does it seem distressed at all?
How would you ask it? Well, so physically, no. Like its body language or whatever you want to call it is not presenting as agitated or aggressive or anything like that.
Is the chittering?
Not particularly. More like quizzical. But it's one of those things where like this creature does not have a natural predator. Like, not to say that it is an apex predator, because it's not a predator in and of itself, but nothing eats it. So it doesn't really have a fear response to speak of.
No
A
thoughts, just
delicacy.
vibes.
Yeah.
We can
Love that
respect
for
it.
them.
Mhm.
I think then Hunter would start by just trying to ask, are you okay?
Fine. Yes.
Are you hungry?
No, but I will be.
That's reasonable.
And then I will eat.
Where did you come from last?
Sky.
What did you see up there? I can't see that high.
Trees. Food, but not hungry. Creatures. Orn.
Where? How long travel for you?
Time is pretty tricky, but you kind of get the impression for it, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, which is pretty far.
And just so I have a sense, Will, given how far we've walked, like, would that suggest Haven or would that suggest a different location?
It could. It's tricky. That's not far enough to be Haven, you know. Yeah. But it would say, as you were questioning it, they gather.
Bjorn?
Yes.
Could you take us there?
No.
I don't mean this disrespectfully, but why?
They gather wrong.
You don't want to be near them.
Yes.
What direction? Towards the sun, away from the sun?
He can give you directions. You're asking where it saw Orn, not for directions to Haven. Cool. Okay. It would give you directions And I think you can tell with that the Orn that it saw, when it says that they are gathering, they were moving away from you towards Haven.
There are questions that Hunter wants to ask, but they're pretty sure the ladybug could not answer. And so they don't push that. I think they just say, wherever you are headed, stay safe.
I think the rest of you would see this exchange is happening. I'll let you decide, JD, what it looks like. Is this silent communication through the Orn Ak, or are you chittering at this thing?
I do think Hunter is chittering.
Cool. So the rest of you would see and hear Hunter, speaking to this thing in its native tongue, it sounds like. You can't understand the conversation, of course, unless one of you can speak with animals. I don't think you can, but I don't remember.
One of them can.
I can, but I don't think Max would consider a ladybug an animal. It's a
That's
bug.
fair. That's fair.
He has to cast it. He can't like just do it.
Right.
I will say though, watching Hunter do that, it's just gonna look at Max. I see why you like them.
It's cool. Talking to a bug.
You both speak to animals.
I mean, I speak to animals. They speak to animals and bugs.
Okay. All right. Now.
Pretty cool though. Maybe they'll teach me to speak to bugs.
You know what? I dare you to try to speak to the bug right now. I dare you. You won't?
I don't know if I...
Kelly just reaches over and just slaps him.
It's stupid.
Don't be offensive right now.
I was dared. What do you want me to do? I can't turn down a dare.
You're an adult.
I think that was a swear word.
You're an adult, Max. People still dare you?
Not regularly. I wish they would.
I mean, if you're going to disappoint on a dare every time, yeah, sure, I guess.
You made me look so stupid.
I mean, you talked to the horse. How did you do that?
I know. Magic.
There's an Australian comedian or something that I saw who was talking about how there's too many classifications for animals, and it's much simpler than that. And actually, everything is either a cat or a dog or a fish or a bug.
Yes. Oh my God, that is very accurate to Max's thinking.
Yep.
But
cat, fish, dog, horse, and the bug.
Fish is not a real delineation. Not really.
Fish is anything that lives in the ocean.
Big fish, small
fish.
Fish
Is anything that lives in water.
Beat fish.
Okay, so Baja Blast
so
horse.
an alligator's water.
Alligator is a fish, yes.
Alligator fish.
Alligator's a fish. A bug is anything that's weird and doesn't fit into the other three categories.
Oh,
okay,
like
but
a
seal is a sea pupper, but a seal is a sea dog.
A seal is a fish. Seal is a fish because it lives in water.
They don't though.
A seal is a dog.
They breathe air and everything still, so they have to come up and they have to crawl on land.
But it lives in the water, so
they don't. They hang out there.
Listen, I didn't make the system. Okay,
a seal is a dog.
A seal is a fish.
It's a dog.
It's not. It's a fish. I'm telling
a seal
you,
is a dogfish.
Okay, no. See, here's the thing. If a seal wasn't a fish, it would be a cat. Absolutely.
No, it would be a dog.
No, because you're applying the aspects of being a dog to this, and that's not what it's about at all. It's small enough that it would be a cat, even if it wasn't a fish. But it is a fish because it goes in the water.
But we
it's
go into the
around
water,
in
Will.
a
We
big
go into
lake.
the water.
Not as
We're
often as
fish.
seals do. Not like seals do.
Lucas would like to know your location.
Also, what happened to birds? Did we say
We
birds?
didn't say
What
birds.
happened
That's
to
why a
birds?
duck is like
Birds don't
a
exist.
bug.
I don't remember if there was a category for birds.
Birds
There
are
might have
government
been.
drones.
Yeah.
Birds are
Yeah.
ducks. Birds aren't real. I was
It's
telling
true.
Mac
Okay,
about
I'm so sorry.
that.
I'm so sorry, Julia.
Birds aren't real.
Birds aren't real.
not real.
Speaking of, are the ravens were the ravens able to enter the Heartwood?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
What about those guys?
I'll
Yeah.
never forget. They're my best friends. They
Yeah.
are?
Yes.
Interesting. Are they considered small bugs for the ladybug?
Are you going to feed your birds to the ladybug?
No, I'm just curious.
I don't know.
The
Do you want me to
concern.
find out?
No,
No,
I
I
scam.
would never. Those are my murder crows.
For the rest of you, you hear Hunter chittering at this bug, this giant ladybug. And then towards the end of the conversation, it seems like things are wrapping up in an interesting way when it like surges forward directly at Hunter in a very alarming way, but it stops like right in front of them and just kind of rubs the mandibles all over their face
Oh.
and then turns and starts to like climb one of the enormous trees right off to one side.
Hunter waves at it.
What was that?
That was amazing.
It was gross.
That was alarming.
Also, I'm so sorry
like-
if I said a bad
I don't like
word.
bugs.
There are so
It
many
sounded like a
reactions
slur.
happening.
Did you get its name?
Oh, I didn't ask.
It doesn't
You
have a
know its
name.
name?
Doesn't have a name?
It doesn't have a name.
doesn't have a name.
Ladybug.
Bugs not do
Bug
that? Do they
lady.
not differentiate
Bug, comma,
themselves?
lady.
Not as far as they've ever told me.
By smells, right? What do you smell like?
Yeah, how was Ladybug's breath when it got all up in your business, Hunter?
You are all
like
asking
crow.
questions that I would not have expected.
I don't know what
Well-
else. What did you want me to ask? Was it being nasty? Was it being rude? Did it call you a bitch? Like, what did you expect me to ask?
Giant ladybug just runs up. Bitch.
Bitch.
It's like a lot of chittering, but it's only it says bitch.
So good.
Hunter's like, no, you would know if it called you a bitch.
That's good.
Yeah. So you have that brief sort of interruption to your travel. You resume traveling, I assume. And
Hunter, do you tell us what the ladybug told you? Okay. How many days until we get to Haven or wherever we're going?
I mean, that seems to be where they're headed, but they have a head start on us. We're going to be behind them.
Is there a way for us to travel in shifts? Some of us sleep during the day, some of us sleep during the night. We just keep walking.
Max, I could not carry you if mine and your life depended on it.
Borkus can carry me.
This is a fact. But then do we
Orcus?
sleep in a shift of 4 people and then you? So like during the day, Orcus carries you, and then at night you carry all of us? Because I don't think you could manage that. Obviously, I'm much stronger than you are, so I may be able to do it. But Borkus and I would kind of have to be doing it at the same time.
We do have
Who's Vorkus?
we have a Thors as well.
Summon Borkus, but this time he's covered in thorns. It's Thorkus.
Chocolate thorns?
Chocolate thorns, yeah.
Hell
Chocolate
yeah.
thorns.
They're like Hershey's Kisses. Snap.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Borkus, he's like a big Saint Bernard, like 4 times as large as a Saint Bernard. At this time, covered in thorns.
Quentin knows who Borkus is.
Oh, okay.
It's like, I don't recall you. I don't recall you having him when Kira was around.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, he's a new mascot. We're over the mammoths. Mammoths are so old school. Now we're the raging borks.
okay, sure. Kira's going to say hello to Borkus.
Borkus'
Both
thorns
sides of
all
the
like
head. Yeah.
go down.
They melt.
Hi. Yeah.
So is
He
that
likes
a
your
no in
face.
traveling in
Melt in my mouth,
shifts?
not in my hand. I don't need to sleep nearly as much as the rest of you. Probably.
Borkus can carry me and someone else, no?
I think we're just gonna have to walk.
And stop and rest and sleep. Yeah. Big camp.
It's
Like
so
people.
long. Nobody knows any sort of like spell. We can just poof closer.
I don't even know what I'm doing half the time.
I'll
I just get
commune with the
mad
spirits.
and I
Give me a
like
second.
yeah. I just get mad
No,
and I
I
do
don't.
this.
What'd they say?
They said no, fuck off. Walk.
Yeah.
Kind of rude spirits. All right.
Yeah, well, you take what you can get, you know what I mean?
Rude head ass spirits.
I can technically
Rude.
chuck you 10 feet at a time,
You-
but I would cause a lot of thunder every time I did it.
Fair enough.
Just,
All right. It was just a suggestion.
just kicking you like a fucking hacky sack down.
Kelly throwing Max would be quite a scene.
And you continue traveling. You have this discussion as you are traveling, and it becomes more and more relevant because the longer you travel, the darker it starts to get. And eventually, kind of find yourselves trekking through the dark of the Heartwood. It's hard to see where your feet are landing in front of you. It's hard to avoid roots and things like that that are extending. You put on your goggles. That makes sense. Yep. Some of you, most of you, I think, have dark vision, but not all of you.
Borkus, he comes up to me and I tap his nose and I cast daylight and we walk
Nice.
just as if it were the middle of the day.
The little
I'm
reindeer
Prancer and
nose.
Dancer and Bork.
Adorable.
Bork, 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 bork.
Bark, 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 bark. Adorable.
Bjork.
And eventually, you travel until you can't really travel anymore, until your eyes grow heavy. And unfortunately, you are forced to make camp. It's a thing that I don't think any of you have had to, or all of you together have had to do in a very long time, if ever. But it's familiar to all of you in different ways, for sure.
I think the
You
only
should at
time
least sleep in shifts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the only time we've done this together as a group was when we were in Madame Spider's brothel, and we were all like, "This place is sketchy.
Yeah.
We're gonna get robbed."
And we were
then
right.
We slept in shifts, and then Hunter made deals.
Yeah,
I
you
made a
did get
friend.
robbed.
It was such a good experience.
We
it was
did
such a
technically
good
get robbed
decision.
because Eddie got snatched.
Sure, yeah. And who knows
We
where
got
he
the
is
opposite
now?
of robbed.
No, we never found Eddie.
You never
That
found
exists
Eddie.
that exists as a note in my notebook that has never been crossed off. Is that we
I
did
didn't
not
forget.
find Eddie. I have not either.
Don't like that. Don't like that,
Threat
Will.
of the GM.
Kind of hated
Totally
that a lot,
forgot.
but I probably won't be around for that. So
It's fine.
Mm,
Okay.
You set a watch. You make camp.
yep.
Some stuff is going to happen.
What?
I assumed.
But before that, we're going to take a break.
You're a monster.
Oh!
You're a monster.
Yeah.
So don't go away. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
I got everything I need.
Josephina.
She's so well lit.
Wait, will you bring her? Can I meet
No,
her?
absolutely not. No.
Yes.
No. We're not doing this
Hey.
again.
Can we
Again.
No, to
Again.
PAX.
again?
Raph wants me to bring
I know what
Josephina.
rap means. Julia had a doll for all of college.
She wasn't even mine. I just babysat her because she
lived
belonged to
under your
Wigs.
bed.
She lived in a bin. She lived in a bin.
She lived under
It's a good
someone's
place.
bed.
She lived in a bin under Tim's bed. She just lived
There
in the
it is.
bin in my room when she
Sure.
lived with me.
Was it a comfortable bed?
It was a dorm mattress, bruh.
Yeah, no.
No. Comfortable bin.
Built for two.
Also probably not. Oh.
And
Okay,
I don't know where she is anymore because
Good.
she went back to Washington College, and then Wigs got like disbanded because they got unruly, and so she's just out there in the world.
Wow. Oh my god, what I would do to like stumble upon such a
No.
treasure.
No,
Please
no.
don't.
You don't
Please
understand.
don't.
She was burned.
What'd you do?
She was
She
burned for
was
sure.
like, there were half of the hair was missing.
One of her legs was not in the hip socket properly.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, absolutely not.
That's what
No.
happens when
We're
I
not-
sleep the wrong way.
Fine. Here, can I bring him?
Accurate.
Getting old.
Can I bring him for Raph?
Oh,
sure, yeah.
cutie. I need more curse in my life. Bring the wire doll. Bring the wire doll.
You want? I'll have to ask my sister if I can pass it to you, but she should be accepting.
I just want to
No dolls. Why is this a thing I have to say?
Listen.
Don't bring
my
any
God.
dolls to
I can do what I
Philadelphia.
want.
What if instead of bringing a doll, I bring my mom's bear? Hold on.
What are we doing?
Banner or mirror?
This
I
is
think
your fault.
mirror.
I heard bear.
Oh, I love bears.
So he
I love
doesn't
the
have
bear.
he doesn't have any of the
I
fur
love-
anymore.
Oh, it is a bear.
He doesn't have any of his fur anymore. He's just the
What happened to it?
interlining.
Bald.
He's freaking bald, dude.
He's
Bald
old.
bear. Bald
Nothing
bear.
wrong with being bald.
Nothing wrong with being a bald bear.
It's true.
Hi. Thank you.
Bears are dogs, in case anyone was wondering.
Nothing wrong with that.
I feel seen. Thank you so much.
Hurtful. Naked bears are terrifying. Hurtful.
It used to just
Wow.
be him,
Wow. You take
him
that
and a
back.
steak knife on my mom's bed.
Him and
I'm-
what?
I'm and a steak knife.
Did you say
It was under the
steak
pillow.
knife?
Under the pillow.
Wait, what about a steak knife?
Oh, just in case? A just in case steak
Julia's
knife?
mom slept with a steak knife under her pillow. Like
Yeah,
you do.
That makes sense.
She had a little rusty blade
Rusty.
in her car door that
Why
was
was it
for
rusty?
because if somebody tried to like carjack her and she stabbed them, she's like, they're gonna get tetanus. You might get me,
Not
but
right
I'll get
away.
you. But they would have to go to the hospital eventually, and then they could be traced back. This is the same reason why my mom took me and my
So
sister to be
smart.
put into CODIS and
not. It's
APHIS before we
not.
went to daycare. So like I can't commit any crimes. I'm like bagged and tagged. So it's just like,
Yeah, they have my finger. 2 different countries have my fingerprints, so I can't do nothing wrong.
You got like way more countries you can commit crimes in, though.
True.
Only
Including-
two
So many
countries.
other countries.
That's only
It's
2 out of
So
two.
many countries.
A lot.
including the one you're moving to.
It's actually
Yeah.
all the crimes you want there.
inconclusive
Well,
how
no,
many
they have my
countries there are.
fingerprints.
Oh, they have your fingerprints? Okay. All right.
Yeah. You have to legally send them your fingerprints.
Those could be anybody's fingerprints. They don't know that.
I will say one
you
of
sent
my
them yours.
fingerprints doesn't match anymore because I cut it so bad and it didn't heal correctly, so my fingerprint is wrong now. So that's fun.
Nice. Crimes.
What worm off a string? What crimes will they commit?
What
Are
is
we playing
happening?
D&D?
I don't know
So we're-
anymore.
We were gonna sleep, and then
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
were gonna
are.
set up. We were gonna
I was
set
gonna
up
do
a
a
watch
whole thing.
schedule.
Yeah, we don't need to figure out the watch stuff that is not interesting to me. But
Okay.
suffice it to say, you set a watch order, and everybody takes a turn. I'll ask you this: are you doing it in pairs or individually? And
Pairs.
there's no reason why I'm asking.
Pairs.
Okay.
Yeah,
pairs,
pairs.
I guess.
Yeah,
So
I don't
there's
believe
5
that
of
for a
you.
second.
I was gonna say we don't have enough for pairs.
So
I only have to sleep for 4 hours. So
I want to hang
Right.
out with Kira.
all right.
gang.
Kelly
Okay.
is fine to be alone, so she doesn't have to deal with anyone else's drama.
Cool.
Looking
cool.
at you two.
You guys are like, well, I guess that just leaves the 2 of us.
Listen, we didn't decide that.
It just happened.
God decided that.
God did decide that. All right. So
Love decided that.
here is what we are going to do now. You are using supplies, and so similar to loot points, we use the supplies gauge in this subsystem.
Okay.
Basically, what that means is that you have when you have supplies as a whole, capital S supplies, it's split into 3 sections. It's a gauge, like I mentioned. Today, since it is the first day that you are using it, basically what's going to happen is that you are going to roll the percentile dice.
One person does that?
Everybody does that.
Oh, everybody
separately.
does that.
Yeah. And you can
Okay,
track this
heard.
with like 3 tallies also, if you want to, or whatever's most convenient. But basically, you have 3 supplies, and there is a slim chance, but an increasingly greater chance, the more that you use them, that you will decrease your supplies.
So what do
so-
we want to get?
You want to get over a 75. No, I'm sorry. You want to get under a 75. You want to get under a 75. Yeah.
Got it.
Ah,
Holy shit, I rolled a 74. Oh my god.
I rolled a 76.
No!
So that's
I
fine.
give Hunter extra rations during our shift.
Kelly, how did you do?
I rolled a 7, unless I'm reading this wrong. The 2
Okay.
zeros.
Yeah,
Or-
that's a 7.
2 zeros is, yeah.
So you
I
were
rolled a
solid.
7.
Cute.
I got a 1.
Cool.
Yo.
All right.
Damn.
So then it is
We are
just Hunter,
prepared.
I think. All right, cool. Hunter, your supplies are depleted, which just means that the next day you are going to be, you have to roll under 50. If you fail that one, then the following day you have to roll under 25. And if you fail that one, you are out of supplies. But as long as you keep rolling, above it, I should say above it, as long as you keep rolling under it, your supplies are holding. You don't have to worry about anything. Cool.
And Max can't give Hunter the supplies and take the hit, right?
Supplies are kind of an abstract pool of like food and water.
Hmm.
So it's not concrete enough for you to share amongst each other. When your stores start to get depleted, your stores are getting depleted. It doesn't really matter who they come from.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
don't know if it counts, but I can create food and water.
Cool.
That helps, DM.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to do that, yeah, I hadn't actually thought about how that would affect the gauge, but I could see it just restoring a level. So like, if you want to cast that, it could bring Hunter back up to the 75%.
We're good right now.
Maybe
though.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are definitely good right now. Rad. Okay, cool. So you are consuming some of your supplies, food, and water so that you can carry on deeper into the woods. You set up your watch and you start taking your watch. I am curious if anything happens. As in, are any of you initiating anything during your watches? Conversation, stabbing each other, anything like that that I should know
Always.
about?
But
I'm by myself. I am minding my own business.
I mean, you could stab us.
I
Good.
could. I don't feel like it today.
That's fair.
I mean,
I get my only question is, do we register a long rest?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think that changes anything for me, but I know people have been casting spells and stuff, so
Yep. This will be a long rest.
no more.
Well, I
I
guess
mean,
the other
it's
question.
it's just Wayne and I.
Mhm.
Sorry.
We just catch up, right? Been
Absolutely.
gone for a long time.
Yeah. So you're the Borks now? The Mighty Borks?
Yeah, so I mean, the league was kind of
Just got that. I
disbanded.
fucking hate it. Also, I
The
don't.
league was kind of the Borks. The leagues were kind of disbanded, and now I don't really know what to do. I always have the idea that I like retired on top, because I was the greatest of all time, and no one was ever gonna be as good as me, right? But at the same time, it's over. So like, no one can ever be as good as me unless we go through the whole process, bringing it all up from the ground. And not that that's something that I'm against, but there are just these giant problems in the world. I don't know how to get the ball rolling.
Well, one, we're still trying. That's why we came out here. The Leviathans are we're growing. We have tryouts coming up soon. But we gotta have the whole squad, which is why I'm going to get Lauren.
We had such a
Also,
good squad.
we did. It was a perfect squad. And you were the best. You retired. Somebody's gonna have to take up that mantle.
Well, I mean, you were the wings of the team. So if anybody's ready to soar ahead, I think it's you.
That's the hope. We'll see. I got big shoes. We'll say shoes, right? Big shoes to fill. So, saving the world, I hear.
Yeah, I'd wake up one day at a time and they tell me to go somewhere and kick somebody's ass. I make like a couple jokes along the way. And then we come to the end and all this, scary things go around, drama's happening, but I wake up, I make my little jokes, and there we go. Now on to the next day.
Got your arm eaten. Also,
Got my arm eaten. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. How did that happen?
I met my uncle.
You have to
He's-
elaborate.
So I guess we're all descended from like gods and stuff. So I don't totally understand how it works, but I know that gods are doing big things and we have to do our best to stop that or help that. Because I got my arm eaten and then I was given a new, cooler arm. So I don't really know whose side I'm on. But we're descended from gods and we may be the cause of the apocalypse, but we also may be the end of the apocalypse if we can save the world. I think.
sometimes you say words and I'm stunned. I don't really know how to process a lot of what you just said. When you say gods, let's start there. Which gods?
So I think they come by like many names. They're like primordial, like there's the father, but I don't think he was always the father. Like for me, it's like a symbol of a closed fist, but that has had like many names and symbols throughout all of these years.
Mm-hmm.
Kira, being
So
a Tua,
Being a Twa. Yeah.
you were able to put two and two together.
Yeah.
He's talking about
Yeah.
the Danan.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my notebook with all my notes. I wasn't ready for this pop quiz. I just make my silly jokes.
Well, listen, I thought it was a character choice, so you're doing a great job.
Sure.
I'm pretty right though, right?
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
so far, pretty
Yeah.
dead on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You're accurate.
100%.
You're it's weird.
I thought you were being like cagey because of who you were descended from, but yeah, Kira, you can tell it's the Danan.
Lost my notebook.
That's okay.
So, wait. So you're saying you're descended from the Danan?
That's what they tell me.
Okay, and I want you to understand when I say this. How are you all out here and not looking like me?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Just like how I don't know how I got here, just like I don't know how there was like a domino effect of like a mommy Danan and a daddy Danan made like a baby Danan, and now we're
Not how that works.
somehow all the way
Not how that
down the
works.
line to causing the end of the world because we
Definitely.
hopped through a pool.
Absolutely not how that works.
I don't know. I don't
Cool.
know.
Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. I ask because back home, the only ones that come out with at least a bit of their minds intact look like me.
Mm.
And the ones that, and I do often call you all crazy, but like I don't mean it in the same way. You're not mad. Right? So I'm just, well, you have said you're like not from around these parts, so
Q, if you want to roll Arcana, you could try to figure it out, but you don't have to.
I'm good. I mean, I got a 15 on the die
Okay.
for a 16 in total.
Nice. The Tua, which you are one, were bred in a sort of bid for perfection. The Danan created a lot of beings for purposes, specific purposes, kind of intentionally. They were obsessed with the concept of mortality and trying to understand like death, birth, aging, emotions, like all these things that were just complete. They had no context for it. And not only did they not have context for it, kind of fundamentally lacked the ability to understand any of it. And so as a result of that, I guess the best analogy that I could think of, the Tua are kind of like pugs.
Yeah. No, that tracks.
Yeah. just like
Oh.
impossibly beautiful pugs.
Yep. Raph, you good? Okay.
And so, but part of that, what Wayne is describing sounds more like a Danon somewhere way, way, way back. Just like got it on with a human.
Right.
And then thousands and thousands and thousands of years later, here's Wayne.
Wada. That's their name. Forgot that I had notes.
I have always been a little jealous of you. Your sort of charisma is surprisingly bright. But I think now even more so, because they got it right with you.
I mean, that's so sweet, but I always envied you. I always felt like, you know, charisma is usually just covering up, you know, not really being sure of yourself. And at some point, I just had to, you know, take in blind faith that I was going to be amazing and that everything was going to turn out great. But, you know, I feel like you're real, you know, you see the world as it is and not, you know, everything's sunshine and rainbows and work. And you're just so beautiful. I mean, you're like undescribably beautiful. It's crazy.
Well, thank you. But you're real too. And that optimism is important. You gotta keep me balanced. Because otherwise, this world is just, well, shit. There's gotta be the sunshine to combat the rain.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like it in the dark, though. It's just more singular, you know? It's like it's just you and me. I was thinking maybe making some dinner, and I like go to create food and water, and we make literally anything you could possibly want to eat. Wayne sets the table, and we have like a nice little meal. Candle lit.
Great. He will absolutely partake. So, anybody back where you all were waiting for you?
No, it was always just too difficult being on the road all the time. Now I'm like a world-saving adventurer, so just enough time to place down roots, you know?
Okay. Well, if you ever change your mind about wanting to put down roots, I'll be in Threshold.
Well, I may just have to spend some more time in Threshold then. And then Wayne does the dirtiest thing he could possibly do, and he holds your hand, and then the scene fades to black.
Oh.
Absolutely not.
Oh, no? No fading to black?
Not in my
Are you
on my
gonna
Christian
make me
D&D
describe
game.
Will?
Disgusting hand holding.
Wayne he rolls his sleeve up. Holds your hand.
Mm.
Ugh.
Is it the clammy silver hand?
No, it's like the most perfectly moisturized, lavender scented. It's got like a nice firm grip, like you feel safe and protected just with the one hand.
Hell yeah. We love that.
We do
You
love
take your
that.
hand away and you smell your fingers and you're like,
You know that normal thing where you stop holding somebody's hand and then you smell your
To
fingers?
smell it, just
Yeah.
We were doing so well.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Perfect. Okay, great. Yeah. You enjoy a nice meal together. I am imagining that being the case, Wayne and Kira probably took first watch.
was the dessert watch.
Dessert watch, yeah. Yeah. I will quickly check and see if Max and Hunter are getting up to anything during their watch. Not necessary. It's up to you.
I think, at least for Max, he's kind of not at all in his element here in the Heartwood. This is like as far not him as possible. But I think during the watch, I think he just kind of sits next to Hunter and just in silence and just like in their presence.
And I think Hunter has been, I mean, they are often quiet, but given that they have been opening up to Max more, they're a little, maybe not strangely quiet, but they're quiet. And they just, the one thing they do is they shift closer to him. And if he doesn't offer, I think they straight up like tug his arm around their shoulders.
I don't think they need a tug. Unless, no, but yeah, just quiet, very living in that space. There's already, I think for Max, too much going on, too much unknown, and unknowingly, not a very emotionally intelligent person, but knows shit's not cool right now. So there's no reason to ask, like, are you okay? Like, I know the answer. So yeah.
Yeah, and Hunter is fine to just sit there leaning into Max and trying not to, but unable to think about what may happen when they finally reach up with the horn.
I will say, I think instinctively, if Max feels any tension at all, will just instinctively cast protection from evil and good.
All right. What does that look like or feel like?
I don't think a lot of Max's magic is very flashy. So I think he feels Hunter like get tense, and just kind of rubs their arm, and I think maybe Hunter feels like a tingling, uh like kind of like when your arm falls asleep a little bit and that just kind of spreads and fades and just feels a little bit warm.
And I think Hunter, upon feeling that, and I mean, they've felt that before. Like, this is not an unfamiliar sensation at this point, I would imagine, given the number of times Max has cast this spell on them. They're in that moment, they're not thinking about what's going to happen when they see the Orn and the conflict or whatever might happen that will follow. They're thinking about the number of times recently that they have lost that bit of control over themselves and their actions. And that right now, that isn't the case. Right now, they're not struggling to be themselves and to stay in control. And they don't really want to talk. And so, in a lot of ways, this makes it easier because they know from previous experience what would happen if they tried to talk at this moment. But they just shift and lean their head up and press a kiss to Max's lips.
Everybody punching the air.
Yeah, I don't
Kelly just
think
feels like-
Max would pull away, but it would just be like no words after, just kind of quiet.
Then eventually, it's time for the two of you to go to sleep. And for Kelly Violet to take the last lone watch. Kelly. Kelly, you wake up to take your watch. And it's quiet. I mean, nothing is really, truly quiet in the Heartwood. It's too alive for that. But it's peaceful. And I imagine by this point, it's the very early hours of dawn or the very late hours of night. The fire is burning down. You hear a rustling, which isn't. You've heard noises throughout the night and throughout your watch. This is much closer. And you see a flash of movement just beyond where the foliage ends, where you've made camp. Would you like to do anything?
Yeah. I think I want to. So I want to. What I think Kelly wants to do is not for the intents of like doing harm, but she wants to cast her spiritual weapon kind of like out there so she can give that like light kind of lavender glow to see if maybe she can like see anything out a little bit further out from camp and try to keep it. It's just a small little circle. She kind of keeps it a little bit smaller than she normally makes it, softer. Hopes it's a little less threatening if it is just, another case of just like she knows that in a sense, like they are in someone else's home. Like things live here and they're basically making making camp in their living room, but she doesn't want to just assume that it's not a threat either.
And it's interesting because as you summon your spiritual weapon as a light source, and it kind of hums with that electricity and emits that sort of lavender glow, almost like a firefly, you see a similar lavender glow from the woods beyond your campfire. And you hear kind of a similar thrum, almost like the same frequency. Hmm?
My bird. I think feeling that Kelly herself will get up from where she's kind of sitting and she will go to the edge of camp, but she's not going to leave the circle, and just see if she can see more, especially if she kind of like pushes a little bit more frequency into the spiritual weapon. See if like it answers or comes closer.
It glows a little brighter and it hums a little louder. You get to the edge and you move a branch across from your face, and beyond you see a shape. At first, hard to make out any real details except that it has 4 legs, a very long, graceful neck, and what look like antlers. And then your spiritual weapon glows a little brighter. Similarly, so does it. And while it might have looked like a deer, as more light falls across it, it's clear to you that it's not. It's not any type of animal that you have seen before. It resembles a deer in the vaguest sense, but the face is not equine. It's almost more, it's longer, almost more draconic. And it is covered in a coat of what looks like very soft fur of a similar lavender hue. You can see little bolts of static kind of arcing across it. And the antlers that you saw are pronged, but they branch in such a way that they almost resemble forked lightning. And it looks at you with these very pale gray eyes that belie an intelligence far beyond that of any animal. And it sort of thrums with the same frequency, increasing with your spiritual weapon. The little bolts that are sort of lancing across its coat start to glow brighter and get bigger and emit that same lavender glow. And it meets your gaze, and it turns and it takes a few steps away from you and then looks back as if it's waiting for you to follow it.
Oh no.
When God calls.
Oh. Stranger danger. I'm gonna do highs and lows. Okie dokie. So I think what Kelly's gonna do is she turns back to the camp and she kind of like leaves her spiritual weapon floating there, uh, with the intention that they could follow it if they needed to. But yeah, I, I gotta follow the little furry dragon, lightning dragon. I gotta, I gotta go. But so she will leave like the spiritual weapon there as a sign to the others before she steps out of the
Go after the deer dragon.
or go after the purple deer dragon that I am now in love with.
100%. You start following it, and it is leading you through the woods. It's always a few steps ahead of you, but if it gets too far away, it pauses and it waits for you to catch up, looking at you with those gray eyes again. And I think at a certain point, you're not entirely sure how long you've been following it for, except that the sun is starting to rise. And dawn is kind of starting to wash over the heartwood when it appears to reach wherever it was trying to lead you. It pauses at the base of a tree much larger and stranger looking than any of the others that you've seen in the heartwood this far. This tree is perforated, I think is the best word. Its trunk isn't solid. Its trunk is made up of like fibers and almost like threads. There are holes throughout it. It is very tall, impossibly tall, like so many of the trees here, and much thicker at the base than any of the others. It's almost a strange sort of bottle-like shape, even as tall as it is. But at its base, the sort of threads and fibers that make up its trunk almost seem to split into sort of like a triangle shape that leaves an opening, as if somebody could walk inside of it. And looking in, you can see, well, from where you're standing, I'm assuming you're not too close yet, you can see that it looks like the forest floor descends. And it pauses, stands beside that opening, and just looks at you like it's waiting.
Kelly approaches it, and I imagine this is probably the closest it has let her get to it at this point where it's standing by the tree. She doesn't like reach out to touch it or anything like that, but she kind of like comes to stand beside it and she says, "Part of me doesn't feel like this is very wise to go by myself. Everyone says it's dangerous here."
You don't touch it, but with its eyes still locked with yours, it starts to lower its head, being very careful of the sharp antlers, until it can kind of nuzzle at your hand. And when it makes contact with you, that sort of vague thrum humming vibration, you feel it in your bones. You feel it spreading across your body. It's warm. And much like when you briefly touched that fragment of your own soul in Barrow, it's something you didn't even know you were missing until you felt it.
And she kind of like runs her hand over its face gently. And she tells it, well, if this doesn't work out for me, you have to make sure the others get out okay.
Doesn't answer you, but it holds your gaze, and then it slowly turns and looks at the opening, the base of the tree.
I will follow my little electrical impulses and storm-like inclinations, and Kelly will go into the tree. Like the little lightning creature tells her to.
It's dark, as you might expect, and it is almost a straight drop. It's just sloped enough that you're not falling, you're walking. And there's enough light starting to stream in from overhead through the openings in the trunk of the tree and the opening that you came through that you can see well enough where you're walking. And as you feel the slope start to even out under your feet, realize that you are in kind of a very narrow space down here. But ahead of you, there is almost a bowl that looks like it has been scooped out of the earth. Whether this is natural or someone has done it, hard to say. But in the center of it, there's a clear indentation where somebody could conceivably lie down.
That's what happened to Hunter.
That's an interesting question. Did you and Hunter ever talk about it?
I don't think we did.
I don't think Hunter would have shared much about that.
I think that makes sense.
Felt like something that was private for them.
What do you do?
If I look back where I came, can I still see the entrance? Is
You can.
Does the creature appear to be like standing there watching me?
Mhm.
I'm trusting you, you know. I'm trusting it. And I will lay down in the indentation in the ground.
You lay down in that indentation. Nothing happens for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. You feel then the earth starting to shift under your back. And at the same time, you become aware that the narrow space that you are in, lying down in this, is becoming more narrow.
Mhm.
As the earth around you seems to be shifting inwards, as if to engulf you, as if to bury you alive. And as that happens, you hear the creak of the tree overhead as those threads and fibers are starting to shift and contract clearly, what is pulling the earth in towards you. And you feel maybe those same threads and fibers, or roots, you're not sure, emerge from the ground under your back and off to either side and start to burrow into your skin, through your back, through your wrists, through any bit of exposed flesh or opening in your armor that they can find. And finally, right before the earth starts to close in around you, your nose and your mouth. Then everything goes black.
But does it hurt?
It doesn't feel great.
Okay.
It does not feel great.
I made a choice.
Up above, the tree settles, sort of regains its natural shape, except that sort of triangle-shaped entrance at the base is gone. And the creature that led you here turns a couple circles in the clearing, then lies down, head on its folded hooves, as if waiting for something. And that is where we're going to call it for the night.
Sorry, guys. I cannot resist a deer creature.
You can't do this to
Are you
us.
kidding me? Would have done
William.
the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you follow the deer creature and go
Obviously.
into the hole that's
William.
made for a person. Obviously,
It's made for me.
I
Yeah.
mean, clearly, no, this was a
What is this Junji
absolutely Kelly.
Ito bullshit?
Following my little lightning storm dragon creature. I have
Listen.
a
I'm
Tempest
so glad you
domain.
followed it.
I have
I
a
was going to
Tempest
say,
domain. I can't resist it.
I don't remember what percentage of this was my ideas and what percentage of this was JD's ideas. So at worst, it's 50-50 culpability.
My dear.
You definitely created the deer creature. I did not create that amazing
Yes, but as
creature.
far as I assumed that was not the part that people had issues with. I assumed the part people had issues with was the roots burrowing into your body.
I don't think I wrote that. I'm pretty sure I just said buried alive.
Okay.
I was gonna say, if I recall from the flashback when we were talking about when we were talking about our student IDs and Hunter left it behind before this ritual happened, they just got covered in some dirt.
Yeah, that's what happened to you.
It was a
Okay.
normal time. It was so normal.
I feel as though
My spider's
this
gonna have another
group-
roommate.
hey, This group has a habit of like glossing over very important details. I feel like
Incredible.
this is something we should address. I feel like it's something we should probably.
To be fair,
we should talk-
that is not necessarily true of Kelly. I did tell them about the fact that I was pretty sure I didn't have a soul anymore and what happened to me and why I was so like
That's
determined
true.
to
No,
get
for
to Barrow.
sure,
I
for sure,
told
for
them
sure,
all
for
my
sure.
shit.
For sure,
No,
for sure.
it was 2 a.m. and Kira found out that we were descendants of gods, and that we
Yep.
are here to either destroy the world or make it better.
Yeah.
It's
Who knows?
true. I more
50-50.
meant the players, not the characters.
Oh.
Characters are gonna do what they're gonna do.
That's fair.
Interesting.
No, we keep our secrets.
Yes.
I
Yes.
actually don't know if I have
Dummy.
any more secrets.
Just got to make more. You just got to make more secrets.
Gotta make more
Kelly has
secrets.
been
All
pretty
the
upfront
secrets.
about everything. Her kid, her boyfriend, her the fact that she's
I gotta catch up, man. I gotta catch up. There's so many episodes. There's
So many episodes. This was 33.
I mean, if you
Wow.
got to Barrow, you saw
Congrats.
Robin.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just-
not a
it's just
biological
true.
kid.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Okay.
it's just
Yeah.
a kid that I take care of. But
Yes, fair enough. The one that was an
Yeah.
absolute menace to Max.
no, that's my
Clara.
That's a different. Fair
Different
enough.
child. Different
I
child.
will never
love that
forget
child.
her.
That's Max's kid.
I
That's
do love that child a
Max's-
lot.
That's Max's nemesis.
Nemesis.
Sure. Whatever. What is a child if not, kind of your nemesis?
It's a nemesis
Fair
for a
enough.
grown ass adult. Sure.
is that what
Sure.
Theo is for you, Will?
Theo's not my child.
But he's your nemesis.
Yeah, I guess a little bit.
That child can burn you like nobody's
That
business.
is true. He's very mean.
He's just
Uh,
honest. He's just honest.
That's the meanest thing someone can be.
That's fair, especially kids, dude.
Yeah, especially kids. Dog.
Incredible.
Cool. I hope everybody had fun.
Great time.
Everybody had fun.
Unhinged.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Unhinged. We hit all the points. Unhinged behind the scenes talk.
True.
Yeah.
Some crazy, scary stuff. Big bug.
Mhm. Yes.
Big
Couple of
bug.
wholesome moments.
Very gay.
Very
Mhm.
gay.
Very gay.
Pretty gay.
The
Yeah.
gays win again. And then we end with drowning in dirt. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And it's
Kind
cool
of hit
creature.
all of the class reunion beats. Giant animals,
Yeah.
horror, body horror a little
Body
bit
horror.
there.
Mhm.
Yep. Because the
Gay.
tree was the
Gay.
roots were going into her body. I feel like
Yeah,
again
yeah.
we really should bring
Well,
that up.
If you're gonna
Mhm.
bond with a fungus symbiote, it's got to get in there somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Mm.
this the
Sure went
problem?
through this and they're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, the symbiote is making them very mad right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
But
I
they're
also
normal.
I also have a spider, and also I have I've got less going on in me, really.
Yeah. And also now kind of maybe where Callisto came from.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
feel like I saw
Cool.
your horse's mother. Your horse's mother took me into the woods and performed
Sure.
body modification surgery.
Everyone's having a normal one here. Clearly.
That is how it
We're all
happens. You
sleeping.
were
Kelly's
correct.
having some plastic surgery done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a Sweet 16 where like you get a car, except instead of a car, you bond with a fungus symbiote and get like an animal.
Is it Kelly's
Companion.
birthday?
You-
Oh my God! Happy birthday!
Happy
birthday,
Happy
Kelly.
birthday, Kelly.
God.
This is to
I'm
make
so sorry, I
this is
forgot
to
to
make
get you
up.
something.
Actually, no. When is
It's
Kelly's
fine.
birthday?
Hunter got something, and I'm just gonna put my name on it. We can put your name on it too if you want.
Definitely. Max
Extremely good.
picked probably kill. No.
Where you going with
Probably
What?
pulled out some of his rations and was
this?
like,
Gotcha.
"Happy birthday! Have an extra bit of jerky."
You did the
on
thing where you're
me."
like, oh shit, and you're like digging through your pockets and you pull out like a stick of gum. You're like,
Yeah.
Happy birthday!
Hunter's like,
Like,
this is meat. This is meat.
Mhm.
this isn't me. Got boiled carrots for
Yeah,
for
Ew.
carrot
Hunter.
jerky.
It's not-
Carrot
It's
jerky.
not meat, it's
Carrot
jerky.
jerky?
Yeah, that's
Boiled
very
carrots.
Max. Yeah, it's not meat. It's jerky.
It's not me, it's jerky, dude. Some shrimp jerky.
Listen,
Shrimp jerky.
listen, we don't know
Jerky.
who I'm related to because that was scratched out in the journal and
That's true.
Mirrodin hasn't been able to figure it out. So I'm just collecting a beat from everybody.
I think you kind of are.
A little bit. But we should probably do our introductions and goodnights before everybody succumbs to their sleepy bitch disease.
Oh, I'm going.
So
No.
yeah,
I'm
no, I
going
know, I
down.
hear it.
What
I
if we
hear
just stayed on and everyone just turn off your cameras if you want? If you don't, you can just sleep. People can watch. It's cute.
Yeah, I'll do like a 24-hour stream where some of it is
Yeah.
just
You
watching
gotta
us sleep.
donate.
Yeah.
You gotta donate.
You
gotta
donate.
One of
Yeah,
us
you
also
gotta
has
donate.
to be awake and doing something per Twitch
It's true.
TOS,
It's
but the
true.
rest of us can be curled up in bed. You know
And
what
at
I'm
3
saying?
a.m., Corey will text everybody pictures of his feet. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No.
With a
I
discount
gotta
to
check what
Olive
time it
Garden.
was. Let's see.
Yeah.
I deleted the picture so I didn't have to look
You
at it
did.
anymore.
I have it.
Oh my god.
Do you want me to
Yeah,
send it to you
Ralph
again?
had
Ralph.
it.
You want me to send it to you again?
Can you put it in the
It was
public classroom?
3:57. I literally
That's
sent it at
not allowed.
3:57. Let me get a
I told you it was
pedicure first.
4 a.m.
Let me get a pedicure
yeah.
first. I'll post it my fucking self. Don't post my crusty ass.
I
Get on
won't
the
crush
dance floor all
I
night.
wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you. That's for my private collection.
Yeah.
And on that note,
We gotta
why
go.
don't we go around and say what we have going on and say goodnight, everybody, starting, of course, with JD.
I don't know how I'm supposed to say words after what just happened, but hi, I am JD. I have been Hunter. This coming week, you can find me back here on Thursday for the premiere of Never Ember's Enigma, our new D&D heist game. It is going to be a good time. It's going to be a chaotic time. Get those leverage style vibes. We love to see it. I'll be back on Friday for a second season of Secrets and Shadows with Table 1. And then Saturday, you can find me both with The Lost Caravan for Recall Week, where we are bringing back previous characters, throwing them into new settings, and having chaos ensue. I will be playing in JT's Blades in the Dark game, and then I'll be rounding off my Saturday evening with Exquisite Corpse Presents playing Sister Cities, our usually non-magical D&D game. We are now in a fantasy world where we have access to all of our spells in the original form, not amplified or changed by technology. So that is going to be a great time. And then Sunday, Academy H.
And then Sunday, Academy H. Very cool. Raph, what do you have going on?
Once again, I've written it down where I can actually see it, so I can be quick and dirty. Over here. So hello, my name is Raph. I played Mac Miller tonight. The rest of this week, I'm chilling. But next Tuesday, I will be in Cold Iron, which is a alternate universe Soviet Union era Changeling the Lost game where I play a wonderful and innocent, very normal painter,
You almost had it perfect.
artist,
You almost had it
and
perfect.
representative of the Spring Court, Faye. And then on Thursday, I will be in Redacted, which is JD's homebrew psychological horror game, which is so much fun. And we haven't come back since my character, who is the mom of the group, got possessed. So we're all possessed now. So I'm really excited to experience what that might be like. So I'm thinking I might be mom of the group plus. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then
Absolutely not.
You gotta take the whole mom out of that statement. It's gotta go.
mom of the group confirmed. And then Friday will be a season of Secrets and Shower. Wait, almost in Showers. A season. Hold on. A season 2 Secrets 2 Shadows. table 2, 222, that's me, Carmen. All things are good there. Everything's fine. Everything's chill. Everything's good. Me and my girlfriend are tight right now. Everything's fine. And then Extra Life is done. I can delete this. Go watch the VOD. And then some stuff's coming up that I don't know why I haven't talked about it, because Will talked about it. So I'll let Will talk about it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just talk about it. Also, I think it's table 1 this week, isn't it?
Yeah, I was talking
Yeah,
about next
table
week.
1 this week,
Oh,
table
next
2
week,
next
next
week.
week.
I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
all
yeah.
of the RAF next week.
All the
Yeah.
RAF
All
week.
RAF.
It's a little RAF week.
It's a little RAF week. Cool. Julia?
Hello. I've made choices, and honestly, I can't be upset about any of them. In IRL, if a weird deer creature wanted me to follow it into the woods, I would do it. So, play into type, I guess. I will be back. I will be back on Thursday with JD for Nevermember Enigma. I'm gonna be a one-armed half elf, and I've got like a lot of issues going on. A little bit grumpy. I feel like it's justified, all things considered. So that's gonna be a good time. And then on Sunday I will be back for Academy H, where I will be Lyra Kroll. I might have to cry again. We'll see how things go. Things are pretty rough over there. But it's, could be worse. She could be in prison.
She could be. And maybe one day. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? Corey.
Hello, it's me, Corey. I have played Wayne Hovacek. If you're ever wondering why I stare at my crotch so much throughout the video, it's because there's a cat sitting on my lap. See, there she is.
She's
This is
dissociating
Juniper.
so hard.
Juniper. Are all of the episodes of Academy H out that I was in?
Yeah, your last episode came out on Sunday.
Son of a gun. Go watch Academy H. Extra was a really fun character to play, really fun character to watch, I bet. So go watch it now. And this is what I do. This is who I am. Catch me 2 weeks from today on this show here, and then 2 weeks after that I'll be on Class Reunion, and then 2 weeks after that I will be on A Tale of Two Worlds, and then 2 weeks after that I will be on this program again. Thank you so much. I love you. Goodbye.
Incredible. And then one day, maybe back for more Academy H. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything could happen.
Bring him back.
Maybe listen to that arc if you're so inclined. Speaking of that arc, hello, my name is Will, one of the storytellers here live from the Apocalypse, and I do a bunch of stuff. I will be back tomorrow night when we are recording a new episode of Cryptid Community College, our Monster of the Week podcast, where I don't think I did any bad accents tonight. I got the bartender. If you enjoyed hearing me do a bad accent with the bartender tonight, you can hear me do a bad Scottish accent tomorrow on Cryptid Community College, which we are recording. First season of that is out and available wherever you get your podcasts. Check it out. Then I will not be back until Friday for a season of Secrets and Shadows. Table 1, where I will be playing the best worst girl, Abigail Donatelli, who is just trying to help all of her friends. I might already have a letter or two to read during that session. So you probably want to check it out if I had to guess, if that's your thing, if you like fun. And Sunday, and then wow, busy, like all the old standards coming back around this week. Very cool. Sunday, be back for Academy H, and hopefully back on our regular recording and release schedule from that point on. Things got disrupted by October. Hopefully things will be back on track with November. Academy H is our mass actual play podcast. There are, as of Sunday, 28, I believe, episodes out for your listening pleasure. 5 of them, the most recent ones, feature Corey. So if you enjoyed Corey tonight, which, let's be honest, you did, you should check that out. And and there'll be more of that to come. We're gonna start I'm in the process of editing our next arc, which also featured a very amazing guest star and just an incredible couple of episodes. You should definitely check that out. Check it out. Keep an eye out on Sunday for that. Cold Iron, I'll be back for. We already talked about that. And then next Wednesday, will be the premiere of a very special game where you can see Raph, and I will be running it, and a few other friends that you might be familiar with, called Horizons.
That's next week?
It's next Wednesday. Yeah, it's a week from tomorrow. Yeah, the 15th, you could check out the first episode, the inaugural episode, recording session of Horizons and Halcyons, which is an exploration of the multiverse that we've established in our Masks podcast. I've been talking for too long, but it's called Ward H. This side story is called Ward H. It's set in a facility in kind of the darkest timeline. And yeah, you should check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody's characters are amazing. All the players are amazing. It's going to be a very good time. So come back for that on Wednesday. And I think that statistically has to be everything that I could possibly talk about. So I'm going to shut up and turn it over to Q, and then we'll head on home.
Hi, it's me, it's Q. You can find me on socials at midnight_inc as midnight_INQ. Q's my name, I'm sure you get it. I will continue to say it until I hate it. I played Kira, having a good gay old time. It's fine. You're so very welcome. You can find me here. I will be here on Friday, right? Because it's table 1, and I'm gonna be playing Mr. Dorian Black, who is the infernal turned angel. Don't worry about it. Everything is fine. Tuesday, I will be back here for Cold Iron, which many of my friends have already talked about. I love it a lot. Changeling's my favorite, like one of my favorites. Splats from White Wolf. I will also be there Thursday for Redacted, where I'm playing just a little guy. Not a monster.
Legitimately.
I'm playing a little guy. So that's gonna be good. And then there's stuff. I am part of the production team for Tales from Table Studios. I should probably remember to mention that. We have some things in production. Like we're going to start recording. You should keep an eye out for some mechs in space happening very soon. Yeah. Beam Saber, baby. And also, I'm going to be gone after Friday, like this weekend. I'm going LARPing. If you haven't heard of Dystopia Rising, I do that thing. There are chapters all over the place. So if you got one close, go see about it. And then this is for the LARP. Anyway, not the point. I'm done now. I tired of ramble.
I get it. That's going to do it for us here tonight. We're going to call it a night and get some rest. But if you're not already following us on socials, you can do that. It's right there. I missed an S. Everybody please draw your attention to Corey's drawing, if you'd be so kind.
Tell us what it is, Corey. What is it?
What is it?
Say the words.
Okay. Put the baby in the basket, and it flows right down the river, baby. Basket down the river. Juniper, yay!
And with that being said, if you're not already in the Discord, you can join the Discord. Sometimes there are pictures of Junie, but there are lots of other cats and things in there that you can find as well. That's going to do it for us. We're going to raid Bad House RPG, doing Vampire the Masquerade. So,
yay!
Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
No.